Matthew, I've got Kansas State's DJ Giddens as a top 10 running back in college football here in 2024. What say you?
No, top 20.
It's Felix, Sharpe, and Matt Bruening for CampusToCanton.com. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as we push the Campus to Canton fantasy football format. You can get more information about that format, which includes college and NFL players, down in the description box. Matthew, Kansas State's DJ Giddens. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I got him as my running back 8 over at CampusToCanton.com. Finishes the season with 1,200 yards. Rushing. He had 28 receptions, also adding another 300 yards. He finished the season with 4 straight 100-yard rushing days. 6'1", over 210 pounds. I don't know what you guys are missing here. This is one of the top running backs in the country for the Kansas State Wildcats.
I mean, look, he is a very talented running back, and I'm not going to dispute you on some of his aspects. I mean, I love his, we know I'm a big vision guy. Love his vision. I actually think for his size, he's got very good footwork, really good in the short intermediate areas of the field, really good burst, but he lacks that long speed. And actually what I am more concerned about more than anything else actually now is the changing of the offense. With Chris Klieman is still the head coach and running the team, but they did bring in a new offensive coordinator in Connor Riley, who is very run heavy. He's been there, led that offense to a lot of very good rushing seasons. But Avery Johnson is a very talented rushing quarterback who is likely going to take some of that away from him. On top of that, one of the things I know you love about DJ Giddens is what he did as a receiving back, which actually very impressive. Not only did he have catches behind the line of scrimmage, but they actually lined him up as wide receiver at times, had a positive ADOT, which is extremely hard to find for a running back. But again, with Avery Johnson, who we already know is unfortunately, struggles passing the ball, I don't know that he's going to dump off a lot to DJ Giddens, which then takes that part of his game away. And they did bring in Dylan Edwards, transfers in from Colorado, very explosive back on the smaller side. So I think that's not going to really affect DJ Giddens much as a running back because DJ Giddens much better up the middle than Dylan Edwards is, but he does have that chemistry with Avery Johnson, explosive receiving threat. All this, I think, leads toward DJ Giddens having a step-back season, maybe not due to his talent, though. It may just be due to the changes in offense and the personnel around him.
The personnel around him is actually going to elevate his game. Avery Johnson, if you watched him play, is very much a freestyler. I would think a freestyler as far as scrambling and taking off, running the ball. I would think that the read option is going to be a heavy part of his game. So linebackers are going to have to account for Avery Johnson back there. That should open up holes for DJ Giddens. 6'1", 212 pounds. I have him over Devin Neal at Kansas, over Amarian Hampton at North Carolina. Why? Because I think he has more versatility to his game. I have him over Jordan James at Oregon. That's the one, Jordan James. I wrote his profile for the Campus to Canton Freshman Guide. Reminds me a lot of Ramondre Stevenson. I could see him having a great season. I have him over Nathan Carter at Michigan State, Roderick Robinson at Georgia. I think that if he had a different color helmet on, if it was a orange helmet at Texas, or if it was one of these red helmets at Georgia, you guys might like him at a little bit more. But because he's at Kansas State, you guys have him in the top, between 15 and 20. I have him in the top 10 because he's a good player, NFL size, NFL athleticism as far as laterally. I don't have a problem with the fact that he doesn't have the lateral speed. The straight line speed.
That's straight line speed. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest knock on his game by anybody, is that he's not going to be this big home run threat. I mean, you mentioned Texas, so I'll bring up that was by far the best defense that he played all season. Did not play well in that game. Granted, he only had 9 carries, and I honestly have not watched that game, so I don't know if maybe he was injured in that. That was by far his worst game. Look, he's got a chance to go out there and prove it. I still think that this offense could be a little bit different, obviously, in losing Will Howard, but with Connor Riley, who again helped with this offensive line of things. I mean, he led them last year to 34.6 points per game. They've been one of the better rushing units. Go look at what they did, what he was able to help Deuce Vaughn do. He was a part of that coaching staff, a part of that offense with Klieman and everything. Not Klieman, who just went to Texas A&M. For the life of me, can't remember. Was it Klein? Chris Klein? I'm getting Klein and Klieman mixed up. Regardless, doesn't matter. Connor Riley's their offensive coordinator now. but was a part of that offense. This offensive line, I think, is still going to be very good. They have a chance to win the Big 12, so I do think they will rely a lot on DJ Giddens. I just personally would not be surprised if he takes a small step back. Very good running back. I am the next highest ranker in our system on him at 18. Everybody else has him in the 20s. We have one ranker has him in the 70s. We'll see what happens with him.
DJ Giddens, Kansas State, top 10 running back in college football. Let us know in the comments.